really not as enamored with the giftings. But they're looking to the Lamb that was slain from the foundations of the world, because they know He taketh away the sin. So I'm talking, yeah. But they're normally not as saying all that, and it's good. It makes good fodder, and it makes good bulletin board material. But for the long term, most of them are anemic. They're heavy in language, they're heavy in Hebrew, Greek, but they normally don't understand what assignment means. There's not a lot of activity outside of the building. Is that okay? Can we go there? So it's normally what they call self-defecating, which means normally in churches like that, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to people. Normally in churches like that, they're so enamored with the personal potential and just having this high, lofty expectation that, God has made them something that they couldn't make themselves. But yet there's no objective for it. There's no outlet for it. There's no way to express that newfound liberty. So let me steer you in the right direction. Because you submit for order. Jesus submitted for order. Jesus knew why He submitted for order. I mean, most of the church submit for order because they don't want to go back to what it used to be. That's torment. Oh, boy. It's torment if you fearing where you came from.
That's true. Modified living.
That's modified living, behavior modification.
I know.
I don't even think about it. I don't even worry about anything sneaking up on me. Because if you head in the right direction, it can't catch you. If you keep walking, keep moving, it's only when you get to a stop. And let me just help you out. To a stop don't mean, see, this is the key too. Because we think, because Martha was busy. Remember Martha and Mary?
Yeah.
Mary stopped. Luke 10. Two sisters in Bethany. Sisters of Lazarus. They were in the house. One of them did the right thing. The other one wanted her to do what she did. Jesus, hold on a second. You see, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes. Why don't you tell her to get up and help me? That was just my paraphrase. He said, she did the right thing. So activity is not productivity.
Right.
Just because you active don't mean it's healthy.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You have to find out. That's why government is important. That's why order is important. That's why being holistically healthy, sound mind.
Yes.
And so that you can only do what you see the Father do.
That's it. Yes.
Which means you can get fulfillment out of doing two things. And somebody else could be doing 20 things.
Yeah.
20 churches, you got 2 churches. And they'll look at you like, what? You should be doing more. By who measurement?
Come on. Come on now. Right.
I know some keys, so you can't get me into that. I'm not on that wheel. I found the scripture God gave me a long time ago, Luke 16 and 15. Amen. Some things that men exalt, paraphrasing it, is abomination to God.
Yes.
So I don't have to be a man pleaser. I don't have to make a name. Because I can't be measured by someone's census. Or what they call a census. Can't take count for my actions. Because I'm not responsible to your assumptions. I'm free from what you... So you won't put Saul's armor on me. You have to know what God has called you to do in this season. What is your assignment in this season? And that's a corporate assignment on everybody. Not only in this house, but the global body. The global body. We're going to look at it in Joel. Let's go there. Joel, the 2nd chapter. I got about 15 minutes. Let me help y'all out. Joel. Y'all know the book of Joel, right? And it's next to Hosea, right before Amos. So the Old Testament, you're in the New Testament when you're in trouble. Joel, the book of Joel. Theologians have a hard time trying to figure out when it was wrote, who it was wrote. So that's why I thank God I got a different type of lens. Christology. I honor history. contextual studies. So when they all caught up in the air trying to figure out how to put it in the right time setting, I just say, hey, I'm just going to get up on a bigger fence. I ain't going to try to figure out, because I can get all the speculations together. You can have 10 different opinions. Well, let's look at it from the lens that God would intend for us to have it, right? So Joel 2, the first chapter in Joel talks about how the land is at waste. And the land was at waste because there was a priesthood and a people that didn't necessarily, I like that guy like we talked a couple of weeks ago, is because the land is a result, or is a result of the people.
Yes.
So the land was at waste. Let's go over there, y'all. Y'all don't. God bless them to read their Bibles. In Jesus' name. Joel 1. Read my Bible. What, man? Look, I come to listen to you. Good luck with that one. Right? Yeah, right? That's right. Yeah, they're supposed to be mature in the things of God. He said, look, you got all this Hebrew, you got all this Greek, you got all this, you've been anointed a whole bunch of times, you went to a whole bunch of conferences. That's what he means. Oh, we can't get it up there? Okay, good, I got it. Chapter 1, verse 1. Oh, I didn't give you that, huh? He said, and the word of the Lord came to Joel, the son of Pethuel. Look at this. Hear thee, you old men. Give ear, all ye inhabitants of the land. Has this been in your days, or even in the days of your fathers? Now he's talking to the old men. He said, hey, you're supposed to be able to understand some things. You're supposed to have a spiritual pedigree in place. He's not just talking about age, spiritual language. Right? Next verse. Tell ye your children of it. Let your children tell their children, and their children another generation. Oh, so the land is at waste because there is no generational blessing. That's why I told y'all in the group, I'm looking for people who gonna carry the seed. I ain't got time for church.
Right.
I just don't want to leave the earth and nobody can carry it.
That's right. That's right.
I ain't got time for the other stuff because I done seen many great men and women of God. Once they left, everything is over.
That's right. Come on, Apostle.
And God is not just a one generational God. He's a generational God.
Yeah.
Multiple generations, not just one generation.
Yeah.
And you can use this for your own life too. You get your house in order so you can, not only for the babies that's in your lap, for the babies that's within your baby's lap.
Yes.
Stop being so selfish. I need a man. I need one. You better be trying to figure out how I'm going to make sure I keep the generational blessing going on until you're trying to figure out you lonely. Next verse. That's for somebody. That which the palmerworm has left has the locust eaten, and that which the locust has left, the cankerworm eaten, and that which the cankerworm has left has the caterpillar eaten. In other words, I can't get a break. That's a vicious cycle. Y'all with me? He said, I can't escape. I go from one situation to the next. Don't raise your hand, but it's true. Go ahead. Verse 5. Awake, you drunkards, and weep. How? All you drinkers of wine? Because of the new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth. Because you won't be responsible with the anointing on your life, deep one. You won't steward the grace and the wisdom that's in the church. You've been sitting at Real Boys International Ministry for 10 years. And you still ain't got it. You old man, you still drunk. You drunk. You drunk on the revelation. You drunk on the teaching. You excited about what God is doing. You excited about the potential. Next verse. It's quiet in this Baptist church. It says, for a nation is come up upon my land, strong and without number, whose teeth are the teeth of a lion and has the cheek teeth of a great lion. Most theologians say it's probably Assyria or Babylon, one of the two, pick and choose, but it was a nation that came up against you. And the reason why there's some nations that has teeth in us.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Yes.
Let me see, what one was a good one? Hallucination.
Yeah. Fascination.
Procrastination. How about fascination? Huh? How about abomination? You know, I gave you the whole list of nations, which I told you I'm going to revisit it because it's phenomenal. So these nations come up on our land. I told you, your land, when it says land, is your assignment. So your assignment is wasted. We wasted our assignment. We got the goods. We got the new wine. Gave something on Sunday when I called 2 people out. That's new wine. That's what that is. That's new wine. When God calls you out, when you hear a word that you never heard before, and it provokes you, it pricks you, it pierces you, that is new wine.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Yes.
And your lack of response will make your land, your assignment, waste.
Yes.
And then nations come up to divide your inheritance.
Good stuff. Come on.
Therefore, you have nothing to give your generation.
Yes.
This is where I live from, y'all. I'm almost here. This is where I live from. Y'all count numbers. I don't count numbers.
Yes.
I count who's going to carry it.
Yes.
So I know somebody in here going to carry it. Somebody going to wake up and say, you know what? Hey, Apostle, don't even worry about it. I got it. I want that. I'm going to carry that. I believe the earth needs to have it. Not just in your mouth. It needs to be done on a larger scale. And as one person carry it to the next person, then all of a sudden, things start changing. But if it stay here, and when I'm preaching, teaching, I can feel it in the spirit. And I get tired of backlash.